Hey, good morning. Tom here, FlipAnythingUSA. Uh, I obviously say I haven't been on much here lately. I've just been really hunkering down, uh, investing more than anything. I just think there's huge opportunities. The tax cuts and the confidence that's going up in the country. It's really cool, and it's just unbelievable what I've seen here just in the last month. I'm in kind of a hot growing area too. It's been a bustling area, and I just sold a little house for $395. Should close in about another 10 days. Uh, that I paid $165 for it about 10 years ago. Now I don't usually hold stuff that long, but it was one of the houses that I bought that I intended to give to my kids, and but I bought 10 of them, 12 other houses after that. So I just kind of kept thinking, oh, maybe they'd like this one. Maybe they'll, I have 4 kids. And now I've got one fixing to get out of college, and she's going to have a degree. She's going to be a CPA. So she'll be able to count my money. Maybe. We'll see. But, and, I wanted to get at something, and like I said, as I've followed on, I know less people are following, and but those that hang out, you guys are always welcome. Uh, so it's really, you just gotta want it and gotta work for it, and you gotta try. But I've told you guys that before. The harder I work, the luckier I get, and it really, it's just about trying. And I know a lot of people would like just a step by step. Gee, how do I get rich? But in all honesty, it's just really mostly about constantly trying, and it's not always about one thing. I bought a beach house out in Ventura, California one time. I just sold the company that I had. I was like 28 years old, and I had a little bit of money, not even that much. I'm probably less than 100 grand, but uh, I found a house. I wrote about, I don't know, I probably sent out 300 or 400 letters. Actually, you know what? I concentrated. I sent out a bunch of letters along the coast in an area that I liked, and one guy wrote back. That's all it takes is one. It's a numbers game. Just remember that. You knock on enough doors, somebody's going to say yes. And so this guy lived in what's it called? Real pretty place, Santa Paula. Yeah, I think it's called Santa Paula. It's up above Santa Barbara. Beautiful area. A lot of rich people. Peter Strauss. I know there's some other actors live up there too. But anyways, this old guy wrote me back, and he lived in a little house up there. There was just a little tiny square box, and his house was probably worth 400,000 up there. And but we made a deal, and he agreed to sell me the place. I think for $390,000. I think was the deal. Yeah, 390,000, and with I think $60,000 down. So I put 60,000 down. And now I had my beach house. That was a big thing that I wanted back then. I picked the wrong beach. This was in Channel Islands. They call it Channel Islands. It's also considered Oxnard, which doesn't sound near as pretty. But it over. I mean, it was one off the beach. It was on Ocean Drive. I think it was 41. I won't say the address because I can't remember. But it was on Ocean Drive, little two-story, and it actually turned into like a little duplex. And so I bought it, and the tenant that was living there, yeah, I'm gonna make a lot of money this year, Highland. I'm already doing it, and that's why I haven't been on the YouTube so much here lately. But and I really want you guys. I don't want to lose track of you guys, and I want to keep you motivated. Those of you that maybe haven't got moving yet, or moving slow, man, you just got to try a little every day. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just like I say, if you work in the area around your home, work in the area around your work, it really is. Just take a minute. I mean, just really look at what's around you. You'll notice when a house looks a little dilapidated. And listen, I can tell you right now, I've farmed areas. Okay, sent out hundreds of letters. One time I sent out, I think 1,700 or 1,800 letters uh, in Hermosa, Manhattan Beach area, green in that area, and it was really hot time. This is about, I don't know, 7 8 years ago, and I really didn't come up with anything. But I was greedy. I wanted to make a better deal than I probably should have been trying, and I probably should have just. I let one go because I just was too broke to buy it at the moment. But those are the kind of deals. I mean, I let one go. I could have got 1,800,000. I mean, I could have bought one for 1,800,000, that, man, you could see the sunset over the ocean, and it was one off the water, and it was really one of the best, most beautiful old houses built in 1928. And I had to let it go. And I've had a couple of those things happen. Sometimes super deals come along, and you gotta let them go, or you can tie them up and flip them. But I was actually working from another state at the time, and so. But anyhow, bottom line is, if you're always out there looking, it's not. Sometimes you're gonna listen. You concentrate on an area. Like I say, you drive an area constantly. You look for property. Something looks amiss. The house is getting dilapidated. Windows broken. Nobody's fixing it. You find out who owns it. They don't care, so they sell it to you cheap. Happens all the time. A lot of times that's kind of like your precision scoping, right? I mean, you can send out a bunch of letters, and then you can refine your search. Like, don't write people that just bought in the last 5 years, and you can kind of see that information. If they bought in the last 5 years, well, maybe sometimes if it's a fast-growing market, you write everybody. But if you want owner financing, you want to look at stuff that's been sold more than 15 years ago, because they probably have it damn near paid for, and so they're a much better candidate to sell to you. So, the economy's getting really good, and so you're going to start seeing a lot of improvement in values, and then those values are going to go up, and then what's going to happen is your interest rate's going to go up on property. The banks are going to start charging more, and that's going to hurt the sales now a little bit, because what it is, it's going to kind of keep the prices in check. Instead of them going out of the site, when they raise the interest rate, it kind of keeps everything in check, because most people have to borrow money to buy stuff, right? So they're very concerned about how much a month. And if they're concerned about how much a month, then that's what kills it. Interest rate raises your payment on the money you borrow. And so as a result, the values kind of stay in check, because, like, I'll give you an example. This is why California took off so fantastically, in other places in like 2004 and 2006. The interest rates are dropping. Internet bubble was bursting, but the interest rates were dropping. And so all of a sudden, somebody that could afford a $300,000 home, well, now the price for a $300,000 home, what it was last year, it was the same for a $500,000 home. And people don't care about the gross figure. They just care about, I want to live here, or this is what I want, and this is how much I can afford a month. So when the interest rate drops like that, it's a great opportunity. You can raise the hell out of the prices. People are dumb enough to buy it, and boom, sale made, profit made. But the opposite happens when the interest rates go up. Now when you go to sell it, people have to pay more per month for the same loan that you have, because they're paying a higher interest rate. So as a result, they're going to have to push the price back down. So anyways, that's what I'm a little bit concerned about. But give you an example, this house I just sold for $395. Well, now there's houses in the neighborhood that are selling for $700,000 and $800,000. These are brand new homes, or new in the last 5 years. Mine's a '70s house. But think about that. These 3,000 square foot home, I can build a 3,000 square foot home for $450,000. I mean, a really nice higher end house. Okay, at 150 foot construction cost. So you do the math on that, a 3,000 square foot house, $450,000 in construction, and it's selling for $700,000-800,000. You know what I mean? That means the lot alone is worth $300,000 when you do the math. So, there's just opportunity everywhere, and sometimes little changes in the market make a difference in maybe what you want to focus on. Maybe you want to get some lots, or maybe you want to buy houses that are on larger lots. You can mow the house down, cut it in two, and turn it into 2 lots. That happens too. So anyways, that's just kind of stuff that's on my mind right now, because I'm actively investing. And anyhow, I took a weekend off here, or night off, and I'm at the lake house, which you guys already know about, and there's my boys. We spent the night here and just made some breakfast. And we were gonna make a fire in my old '70s stove, but it just wasn't cold enough. It's winter, but it's beautiful. It's not even that cold. So give you guys a glimpse of the lake here. So check it out. Isn't that pretty? That's a cove behind me that leads out to the main body of a bigger lake, very big lake. And there's actually another cove back over here that you can't quite see, but back when they built this place, I'm sure you could see it all. And you can see Looking off back behind me, those are houses that are on the water, looking down into a cove. And anyhow, and then again, there's the lake. A lot of times I can't see that whole cove, but I can kind of see it right through the trees now. So it's kind of nice, even though it's winter and things are a little bit more dead. The view gets better because everything's clear. In fact, look down here. It's kind of neat. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. This is the property, okay? It goes out to the street. You can barely see it, but with all this dead wood and dead debris, I can see that there's 3 tiers of landscaping. There's like 3 steps, about 4 foot deep piece of where they'd landscaped this thing beautifully, probably 30, 35 years ago. So I plan on bringing my boys' friends out here and letting 3 or 4 of them tear it up, rake leaves, and make some money using their backs. But anyhow, I just wanted to drop in, say hello to guys, so to everybody, and man, please work hard, keep trying. There's no one main way to make money other than try. You got to get out there and try. And it's like this. I'll give you an example. Like this little property here. This thing fell into my hands. Okay, I really didn't work for it. Just boom. People know I'm a buyer. People know I'm a buyer, and I'm a no nonsense guy. It's when I look at it. So somebody told me this the other day. They said, Tom, they go, you ought to mentor. They go, you ought to mentor. He goes, I've never seen anybody that can make a decision like that to buy a property. He's talking about me. And he's right, because I know value. It doesn't take much for me to say, yeah, I'll take it. And if I say I take it, I'm buying it. But if people delay, then it might not happen. But I'm very quick to make a decision, but it's because I have a knowledge base. I know what property is worth. I know what values are. Even if I don't know the area exactly, I can kind of surmise pretty quickly just by the conditions of everything around it and whatnot. And just, in general, I got a good sense. I may be off a little bit, but I mean, an obvious good deal to me is, I like how I like to buy 30, 40% off. So it's kind of easy when you have that kind of criteria for buying. But what I was going to say is, like this deal falling into my hands, and I've had a couple like that, but it really only falls into my hands because I know so many people that I've bought property from in the past. And so they think of me. And like I say, you got to stay in touch. So it's it's imperative that you always try, always look around, start getting to know property, get to know people that are in the business, say hello, talk to them, make them your friends, talk to them, They're interesting because you have a similar interest, real estate, and making money. And then, what'll happen is, and this happened to me before too. I mean, I've had a deal fall in my hands that I just didn't have the money to buy. And I mean, being wealthy, I couldn't afford it because I was strung out too thin. So nevertheless, I still would call somebody else that I know has money that's, could be to you, and, we network that way too. So anyways, I'm going to say goodbye, but, happy hunting, and hope you all make a lot of money, and we'll do it again here soon. Thanks.